Hi friends! Welcome to this twisty Vinyasa yoga class where we'll be focusing on postures that stimulate our gastrointestinal tract and lymphatic system to support our body's own digestive and detox processes. Yoga's emphasis on deep breathing and the physical movement through the asanas can enhance lymphatic circulation and the body's digestive processes. If you've been feeling a little physically, emotionally, or energetically stagnant, I welcome you to join me on the mat as we support our body's innate ability to detox. Hi there, I'm Chelsea with Ascend Your Asana Yoga, and we're going to get started today in the middle of our mats in a thunderbolt posture, or a low kneeling posture. So feel free to get comfortable, and you can place your hands on your knees, palms up. Maybe allow your eyelids to soften and gently close your eyes. If you'd like, you can place your left hand on your abdomen and your right hand over your heart. And just gently observe your breathing for a moment. When you inhale, is your chest rising or your abdomen? Sometimes when we're really stressed, we have really short, shallow chest breathing. But in today's class, I really want you to focus on abdominal breathing. So really feel your belly expand on every inhale, and then retract on your exhale. So really just take a moment to notice this and gently guide your breathing more towards your abdomen. Now when you're ready, you can place your hands back on your knees, open your eyes, and we're going to slowly inhale as we pull our chest forward, and then exhale as we round our back, tucking our chin towards our chest. Deep inhale, nice arch through the back, and exhale, hollow out that midsection. Inhale, gaze forward, chest forward, and then exhale, round that upper back. Continue this movement, nice, slow, gentle inhales and exhales. Feeling the breath move through your body and with your spine. Now, if you'd like, you can gently guide your hands to your abdomen or your sides. And we're just going to gently massage the organs as we continue to move through this breathing posture. So deep inhale, gaze forward, and exhale, round through the spine. And we're just gently squeezing our stomach. Nothing painful, just gentle, light pressure. And when you're ready, we're going to come into tabletop posture on all fours. So bring your knees under your hips and your wrists under your shoulders. And let's take a deep inhale, gaze forward. On your exhale, round through the back again and tuck your chin towards your chest. Inhale, drop that belly, gaze forward, and then exhale, tuck that chin in. Continue this movement, feeling the spine move vertebrae by vertebrae as you transition between the postures. Nice deep inhalation and exhalation. Good. Continue this movement. And when you're ready, we're going to ground through that left hand and inhale that right arm up to the sky and exhale, thread it under the body, dropping that shoulder towards the mat. Deep inhale, reach towards the sky, and exhale, release down. One more deep, expansive inhale, and then exhale down. This time, pause at the bottom, drop that shoulder to the mat, maybe bind that left arm behind the body, and continue breathing. Nice deep inhalations. Good. When you're ready, you can release back up into that tabletop posture. Ground through that right hand now and inhale that left arm up to the sky before threading it under the body, dropping that shoulder to the mat. Deep inhale, thread it under. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, thread it under the body, drop that left shoulder to the mat. Maybe you bind that right arm behind the body and continue breathing. Great job. When you're ready, you can release yourself back up, and we're going to come into a child's pose only for a moment. And then we're going to roll through the spine and come up into upward facing dog. Deep inhale. Exhale, send your hips back for child's pose. Deep inhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, round through the spine up into upward facing dog. Knees lift off the mat before dropping them and sending your weight back into child's pose. Feel the breath move through your body and stimulating those internal organs as we move through these postures. Deep inhale and upward facing dog, and then exhale back to child's pose. Let's speed it up a little bit quicker now, really massaging those organs of the gastrointestinal tract here. Inhale, upward facing dog, and then come into high plank. We're going to ground through that left hand and inhale that right arm up and over. Switch sides onto our right side. Left side plank now. Sweeping our arms up and over the body. Nice strong core to find length through that midline. Inhale that left arm up and over, and then the right. This time pausing on that left arm. See if you can raise that right leg up towards the sky, pushing your hips up away from the mat. And then release back down. Pivot onto that right arm. Let's see if we can raise that left leg now. Strong core here. Hold a moment. Excellent. And release back down. Let's take a vinyasa, chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. And then exhale into that downward facing dog. Great job. Take a moment to relax into that downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale onto those toes. And then exhale, stretch those heels towards the mat. We're going to ground through that left leg as we inhale our right leg up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, tuck that knee, dropping that foot in between the hands and rising up into a strong crescent lunge. Arms towards the sky, really sink into that right leg, pulling those shoulders back. Nice strong midline. We're going to bring our palms to heart center and twist to the right side, dropping that left elbow to the outer edge of the right knee. Just breathe through this posture. We're going to be holding some of these postures just a little bit longer. And then see if you can pop that left leg up into this modified twisted warrior 3 pose. Strong front leg, nice bend in that right leg. And then swing that left leg forward, grab the outer edge of that foot with your right hand, and stretch that left arm over to the back of the mat. If you can, bring your gaze over your left fingertips and hold here a moment. Great job. Release that leg. Drop that left ankle over the right knee and send your hips back into this one-legged chair. Keeping that right knee behind the right toes, pushing those hips down like you're trying to sit in a chair. And a release. Sweep that left leg back and bring your arms overhead in warrior 3. Nice micro bend in that right leg. Hold here, really breathing and finding your stability muscles. Release that left arm to the mat. Bring that right arm to the sky in this revolved half moon pose. If you'd like, you can swing that right arm back to grab that left ankle, pulling that left leg up just a little more, opening up through that left hip. Before releasing your leg, dropping it to the mat and lifting up into this twisted crescent lunge. Hold here a moment. Drop that right hand to the left thigh. Inhale. And then exhale, sweep those hands behind the body, open up through the chest, and sink into this humble crescent lunge. Take a deep inhale. And exhale, release your hands, step that right foot back, chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog, and then exhale, send your hips back into downward facing dog. Excellent job. Now when you're ready, sweep that left leg behind the body, tucking that knee in, and then dropping that foot in between the hands, rising up into this high crescent lunge once again, sinking into that left leg, arms reaching towards the sky, opening up through the chest, sinking lower into that knee. We're going to bring palms to heart center and twist over to the left side. Nice strong left leg here. We're going to hold and remember to breathe. When you're ready, we're going to pop that right foot off the mat in this twisted modified warrior 3. Really focus on stabilizing that left leg here. Nice and strong posture. And when you're ready, sweep that right foot forward. Grab the outer edge with the left hand and outstretch that right arm to the back of the mat. Bring your gaze over your right fingertips if you can, really stretching through that right leg. Great job. Nice micro bend in that left leg if you need. We can release that foot, dropping that right ankle over the left knee, palms at heart center. Let's send our hips back once again in that one-legged chair. This is a great stretch for that hip. And we can release, sweeping out now into that warrior 3 pose. Nice micro bend in that left leg. Strong stance here, finding length through the midline. And drop that right arm to the mat. Lift that left arm up towards the ceiling in this twisted half moon. Once again, if you'd like, you can reach that hand back to grab that right ankle, pulling that right knee up just a bit more to feel a nice stretch through that hip flexor. Before releasing, dropping that right leg to the mat and coming up into this twisted crescent lunge. Arm shoulder level, hold here. Release that left arm to the thigh as we inhale our right arm up and over. And then exhale, let's squeeze those hands behind the back. Take a deep inhale and then exhale, sink into that humble crescent lunge. Great job. When you're ready, release those hands to the mat. Let's take a chaturanga. Exhale, inhale into upward facing dog, and then exhale into that downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, let's roll forward to come onto our glutes. We're going to prepare the body to come into a boat posture. So get comfortable. We're going to extend our arms long overhead as we lengthen our legs, hovering them over the mat. Nice length through the spine here. Hold a moment, and then we're going to sink into this hollow, low boat hold. So engage the core, legs still hovering, arms overhead. We're going to inhale up, twisting over to the left. Drop back down to hollow boat. Inhale up into half boat, over to the right. Exhale, hollow. Inhale over to the left. Continue this movement, really keeping that core engaged throughout the entire process. When you drop low, try to keep those legs and arms hovering. Inhale, up to the right. Exhale, hollow boat. Inhale, up over to the left. Exhale, hollow hold. Great job. Let's hold here now in this nice hollow boat and pulse. Bring those arms towards the legs in slow pulses, keeping the core engaged. Pulse and release. Bring those knees in towards the chest and just relax a moment. Awesome job. Let that core relax a bit. And release your feet just to the outside of your glutes. We're going to come up into bridge pose. So rest your arms alongside the body and inhale, pulling that pelvis up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, release back down. Deep inhale, rising up. And then exhale, release back down. Continue this movement with your breath, pushing that pelvis up towards the sky before dropping it back down to the mat. Making sure to squeeze those knees towards each other to keep them from flaring out. Inhale, push that pelvis up towards the ceiling, and this time we're going to hold it here and see if you can raise your right foot towards the ceiling. So lengthen through that right leg, nice extension, keeping that pelvis strong and square with your body and with the mat. Now come onto those left toes if you can and continue holding here. And release your right leg. This time we're going to ground through that right leg and inhale that left leg high towards the ceiling. Keep pushing the mat away with your arms, pushing that pelvis up. Now come onto those right toes if you can and continue holding. Remember to breathe. Deep inhale. And then exhale, release back down. Once again, hug those knees in towards your chest and pull your chin towards your knees. And let's gently rock back up. See if you can slowly and steady rock up. If you can, we're going to come into a low yogic squat. Palms at heart center. Use your elbows to push your knees open. Really breathing life into those hips. When you're ready, we're going to release into a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold forward. Maybe you clasp your elbows at this time and just gently sway back and forth. And when you're ready, release your hands to the mat and inhale that left arm up to the sky, back down, and inhale that right arm. Continue alternating, sweeping one arm up towards the sky and then the next. Release back down. Inhale, right arm to the sky. Exhale. Inhale, left arm. Slightly quicker pace in the breathing here. And let's take those legs wide. So bring those feet to the outer edges of the mat. Clasp those hands behind the back, deep inhale, and then exhale. Let's sink into this wide-legged forward fold. Pulling your arms away from the body, really opening up through that chest and just gently swaying your weight back and forth. Whatever feels good for you in this moment. Allow your head to hang heavy. And then release our hands to the mat. We can step back into that high plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale into that upward facing dog. And then exhale, send those hips back into downward facing dog. Take a nice deep inhale. And when you're ready, sweep that right leg back and then bring that foot underneath the hands into this nice runner's lunge. Pull that chest forward before exhaling up into triangle pose. Lift up, sway over to the left, sway over to the right. Drop that right hand to the mat and both hands drop now. Inhale into that runner's lunge. Exhale, triangle pose. Left arm comes up, lift up, sway over to the left, then over to the right. Drop that right hand, triangle pose. And then inhale, runner's lunge, dropping those hips to the mat. Let's do 2 more of these. Inhale, triangle pose, lift up, sway over to the left, sway over to the right, drop that right hand. One more, inhale, runner's lunge. Exhale, deep inhale, triangle pose. Sway to the left, sway to the right, and drop that hand. Excellent job. We're going to come into that runner's lunge. This time we're going to ground through that right foot if you can, and we're going to attempt a bind. So bring that right arm underneath the leg and sweep that left arm around the body. See if you can clasp your hands behind your back and hold here a moment. You might feel it burning through that right leg. And release back down. This time dropping into pigeon pose. So dropping that right shin slightly less than parallel to the front of the mat. We're going to tent those fingertips. And we're just going to do a funky cobra lift here. So inhale up. Exhale, dropping your chest and your head to the mat. Inhale, rise up. Head hanging heavy until the very top. This time you can start adding in some swaying movements with the arms. Only if that feels good, sway it back and forth. Just getting a nice little massage through the intestines and through that upper back, that upper spine. And this time thread that left arm underneath the body, dropping that left shoulder to the mat, and then bind that right arm behind the body once again, maybe clasping that left foot if you can. And we're just going to hold here and breathe a moment. Once again, connecting with your breath. Really focus on where you're breathing. Do you feel your abdomen rise with your inhales? Or is it more shallow chest breathing? Really try to get that diaphragmatic abdomen breathing. Now when you're ready, sweep that left leg forward and come into this side twist. Right elbow on the left knee. We're twisting over to the left side. Let's take a deep inhale. And exhale, release. This time we're going to come into that high plank again, chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog, and then exhale into that downward facing dog. Only for a moment. We're going to ground through that right leg and inhale that left leg back. Exhale, step it through in between the hands into that runner's lunge. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, straighten out that left leg. Inhale up into triangle pose. Rise up. Stretch it over to the right, lean over to the left, drop that left hand to the mat, both hands drop, inhale into that runner's lunge. Exhale, inhale into triangle pose, stretch it over to the right, over to the left, drop that hand, drop that right hand, and drop that pelvis into runner's lunge. Let's do two more. Exhale, triangle pose. And then lift up. Really feeling that movement as you lean to both sides. Feel that movement through the spine. Inhale into that runner's lunge. Release into triangle pose. Lift up. Sway over to the right, over to the left, and drop those hands once again. This time we're going to hold in that runner's lunge. And we're going to take that bind again. So bring that left arm underneath the left leg and bring that right arm along the body. See if you can clasp those hands. Really strong left leg here. Breathing as you bind. Hold a moment. And release those hands to the mat. We're going to drop that left leg and come into that pigeon pose again, squaring our hips to the front of the mat if you can. Tent those fingertips. We're going to slowly release our chest and our head to the mat. And on your inhale, allow your head to hang heavy until the very top as you lift up into Funky Cobra. Deep inhale, rise up. Exhale, release, sinking into that left leg. Maybe start those gentle, funky sways. Only if it feels good, use your arms to kind of sway back and forth as you rise up, and then as you slowly release back down. Deep inhale as you rise, and exhale as you release. Now let's thread that right arm underneath the body, dropping that shoulder to the mat and binding that left arm behind the body. Really reconnecting with your breath here and allowing the body to unwind after today's practice. And when you're ready, you can slowly release back up. We're going to swing that right leg around the body, dropping it over to the left side. And let's take a twist over to the right. Using your left elbow to push into that right knee. Keeping that spine nice and long as you twist. Nice and gentle. And then we can release. We're going to slowly lower onto our backs, tucking our knees in towards our chest. And we're going to use our arms to guide our knees up, tapping those toes to the mat, and then pulling our knees back towards our chest. As we drop our toes, you should feel an arch form in the lower back. And then as you pull your knees in towards your chest, feel that lower back press into the mat. This is just a gentle way to massage our organs. Push those toes away, arching through the lower back, and then pull those knees in. See if you can lift your glutes off the mat just a little bit as your back flattens into the mat. Pulling the knees in as much as you can, guiding them forward, release that lower back from the mat, and then pull it in once again. This not only massages our internal organs, but also gives our lower back a nice little massage. Now release your hands overhead, and we're just going to gently windmill our knees back and forth. Once again, kind of working the same muscles and organs. Allowing your arms to just be relaxed overhead. And just find a gentle swaying motion with those knees. Allowing your breathing to return to normal. Nice slow inhalations and exhalations. Now when your knees fall to the right, let's just pause here a moment. Allowing gravity to pull them over to the right side. Great job. And let's gently guide them over to the left now and hold them there. Remember breathing into the abdomen. Just allowing the body to find stillness. Allow yourself to feel supported by the earth at this time. Just really feel your connection with gravity. And when you're ready, you can extend your legs long, keeping those arms overhead. We're going to take a deep exhalation and squeeze all of our muscles before releasing. Now take a deep inhale. And on your exhale, once again, squeeze and engage all of your muscles, really tensing the body, and then release. Excellent job. Now at this time, feel free to settle in for Shavasana. Allow your arms to release and relax alongside the body. And allow every little bit of tension to release out. Release any tension held in the fists. Allow your ankles to hang heavy. Allow your shoulders to relax towards the mat. Do a quick scan of the body. And notice any areas that may still feel tight. When the body feels stressed and is holding on to tension, that can often cause problems with the digestive tract. It can throw off our lymphatic system. And it's really important to move our bodies daily. With our circulatory system, the heart pumps blood through the blood vessels. But with our lymphatic system, it depends on movement and exercise to flow. So yoga's emphasis on deep breathing and the physical movement through the asana postures can really aid in lymphatic circulation and enhance the digestive processes of the gastrointestinal tract. So I just encourage you to continue showing up for yourself, showing up for your health, and just know that putting yourself first isn't selfish. It's important. In order to provide the best care and support for your loved ones, you need to support yourself first. Always remember that. Now allow yourself to find stillness once again and focus on your breathing. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. If you enjoyed this class, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos every Sunday. Thank you.